Hello, dear traders. How is everybody doing today? Welcome to Olymp Trade. My name is Angie. I'm a financial analyst here with Olymp Trade, and today we are going to discuss levels of support and resistance and how we use these levels when we consider opening and or closing our trades. My friends, let's go ahead and check the sound and the picture. Please let me know in chat. I know everybody's really active in chat. So if you can, please let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me well. You can let me know what country you're joining me from. You can just put a plus sign, give me a shout out, just as long as I know that you can hear me and that you can see me well. Very interesting conversations you guys have going on. I don't see any questions for myself at this time. While I'm waiting for your replies in chat, my friends, I do please want to remind you to make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Go ahead and click on that red subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Show us your support. It really does matter. And of course, ring on the notifications bell so that you're always up to date. You always have our notifications and releases when we start our streams, whenever we have our video releases and so forth. Likewise, my friends, I do hope to see all of you on our social networks. There's a lot of different contests that go on, excuse me, on our social networks. Also, we have a lot of news releases and just important information about Olymp Trade on the platform and everything else. Alrighty, so DJ Caribbean, I can hear you. Very, very interesting. Hello, welcome. We have Sarabjit is from India. Chirag is from India as well. My hellos to everyone. Thank you for the compliments and so forth. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and switch to my platform. Kiwi Peter, hello from Nigeria. Mohammed Tarek, hello, welcome as usual, of course. Now, my friends, I'm going to come back and chat, of course, at the end of the webinar, at the end of my presentation. If you do have any questions regarding the topic, you are welcome to ask them in chat. Of course, like I said, I will check them a little bit later. If you have any other questions about trading, about strategies, I don't know, about maybe you have some feedback or comments or opinions, anything and everything, you are welcome to leave those comments and questions in the comments below this video after it is posted on our channel. And our Olymp Trade analysts, myself and Yaroslav, all trade related questions are answered by us personally. Alrighty, so today, once again, we are going to speak about levels of support and resistance. And these are, so support and resistance, it's a part of technical analysis. And technical analysis is the study and the observation of the price chart, its movement, and behavior in history. So this is technical analysis. The thing is that the price is always traveling between some boundaries of support and resistance. And right here I have my Euro US dollar currency pair opened. I'm looking at the 4-hour time frame, and basically I just want to show you this is a level of resistance and this is a level of support. You see, the price rises and the price will rise and it gets a bit too high where it stops attracting buyers. So the price is too high, it's not beneficial, it's not profitable to buy at this price anymore, and so the price starts to fall. This means that the price has met resistance. Resistance is going to be on top of the price chart. And then the price starts decreasing and it gets so low that it stops attracting more sellers. It's not profitable, it's not interesting to buy at such a low price. This means that the price has reached support. Let's see here. Jahongir is, I'm going to put you in timeout. I do kindly ask you not to spam in chat. And Olymp Trade is not a casino. We're a reputable broker on the financial markets. Alrighty, so and whenever the price reaches too low, stops attracting sellers, that means that the price has met support. Support is going to be at the bottom of the price movement. And actually, this is an interesting scenario. The price was extremely low, so this was about 1.16. Again, this is Euro US dollar, and this is the this is April, the middle of April of 2020. And it took for this big this whole uptrend lasted about 9 months. It ended in the beginning of January of 2021. So this was 9 months of uptrend for the euro US dollar. So the euro against the US dollar. So basically, I just wanted to show these levels of resistance and support. Now there are different scenarios where the price can react to support and resistance areas. I'm gonna go ahead and take these two lines off so that they don't bother us. And let's jump to today. I do have some examples already on the chart for you. So for example, we can have an uptrend. So the price is continually rising, but it has moments of retracement. So it looks like the price is actually moving and traveling in waves, but in a certain direction. Now, my friends, a quick trader's vocabulary tip: whenever you hear correction, retracement, or pullback, they all mean the same thing. So don't get confused or alarmed if you hear different terms here and there, because you will whenever you're reading articles from different analysts. So once again, correction, retracement, pullback they all mean the same thing. It's where the price has met a level of resistance or support, and it's now retracing. It's pulling back. It's correcting from that level before it continues in the direction of the main trend. Let's see here. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted to the chat. Let me go ahead and minimize this one so it's not right here in front of me. I will come back in chat to check all your questions at the end, okay? And likewise, we have the same situation on a downtrend. But let's talk about the uptrend just a little bit more. So whenever during a trending market, we can draw a trend line. On an uptrend, what we would do, we're looking at this local uptrend right here, is we would connect the price lows, the price minimums of the candles. Okay, so by doing this, we are drawing a level of support on the uptrend. So this is trend line support. So whenever we have the uptrend, first connect the minimums of the price chart, and you want the trend line to get the maximum amount of price touches without the price actually moving beyond this line, like we have this spike right here. But we can see only a tail. It was an attempt to breach this trend line, but it did not. As we can clearly see, it did not work out. Just very quickly, while I'm still on the topic about this breakout, whenever we do have a breakout, like a trend breakout, so the price has broken the trend line and it's moving beyond it, you do want to get a few closes beyond this trend line before you start opening trades, because like you can see right here, it can very easily be a false breakout, and your trade is going to close. So you do want to get a little bit of more confirmation, not just the first initial breakout. Now, my friends, so this is trend line support. But remember that during for example, during an uptrend, the price has to make higher highs and higher lows. So during an active uptrend, we can, in most cases, also draw the upper trend line channel, which is going to act as resistance. Okay, so this is our channel on the uptrend, and this is our channel on the downtrend. Right here, we also have another little attempted breakout. And as you can see, we only have a tail because the sellers push the price right back down. And right here, the buyers push the price right back up. Alrighty, so the next thing that I want to tell you is that the general idea whenever we're looking at this is that we want to buy from support, and we want to sell from resistance, sell from resistance, sell from resistance. But my friends, there are a few key things that we have to remember and that we have to consider whenever we're looking at this. Whenever there is a trend on the market, you want to mainly trade in the direction of the main trend. Like one of the favorite trading mottos goes, the trend, my friend, is your friend. This means that during an uptrend, your trades will have more probability, and they are going to be much more favorable when you are trading up from support. Okay, up from support, up from support. Um, um, you can also take advantage of the counter trend trading by trading on the corrections against the main trend. So basically, during an uptrend, that would mean trade down from resistance, trade down from resistance. This is called counter trend trading because this is our trend, and this is our counter trend. These corrections. Now you can take advantage of these. You can attempt to trade down from channel resistance during an uptrend, but it's hard to know when the price will continue to rise higher in the main trend direction. I do have pretty like simple examples drawn for you here, but whenever you do have other examples, you'll see that it is much more favorable whenever you're trading in the direction of the main trend. So once again, my friends, just remember, if we have an uptrend, it's much better to trade up from trend line support. Whenever we have a downtrend, it's much better to trade down from trend line resistance in the direction of the main trend. Because counter trend trading is a little bit more risky, but you can definitely take advantage of that. So I just want to mention that we recently had a really awesome stream on trend versus counter trend trading with Yaroslav. If you missed it, I'm going to go ahead and paste the link for you in chat. You may want to check that out since we are on the topic. Okay, so here's the link for you. And of course, if you are watching this stream after the webinar, you'll see the hint is going to come up in the upper right corner. Alrighty. Now, another scenario that I want to show you is when the market is moving sideways, when the market is in a flat. This means that there is no trend direction. Okay, let me just move right here a little bit. Now, these are not, I guess, the most ideal scenarios because although the price is kind of moving sideways, it is slanted up a little bit. So it's kind of a little bit like a bullish flat, I would guess. But you have to understand, whenever the price is moving sideways, it's not going to remain at the same level. It's still going to continue moving between other ranges of the upper boundary resistance and the lower boundary support. This can be really beneficial when we are trading on FTT because a high rate of return on wise small price movements will be much more profitable because remember, on Forex, we depend on price movement, and therefore a trending market is much better when we are trading on Forex. Alrighty, so now there are a few things that you have to consider during a flat market as well. You have to understand that the longer that the price remains in a flat, the higher the probability that a breakout is approaching. Okay, so the price is not going to remain in a flat forever. And the longer it remains in a flat, the closer we are coming to a breakout. And I do want to mention that sideways market movement can be different. For example, the price may simply be moving sideways for a prolonged period of time due to like general uncertainty and or disinterest in the certain asset. Or the price can be resting during a correction, for example, during an uptrend. In this case, we have to wait, we have to pay attention to clues that the price is about to break out to the upside. I'm going to explain this and show this in just a few seconds. And of course, we have the same scenario with a downtrend. Before I proceed further, we'll come back to this flat. Now, I do have another, for example, another example of a flat right here. Very, very short body candles, indecision, disinterest. Here we have a wider range, but it's still moving sideways. So before I proceed, I do want to mention that there are other ways that you can identify levels of support and resistance with the use of different technical indicators. For example, you can use the Fibonacci retracement and Fibonacci fan. Last week, I had a masterclass on Fibonacci. And I'm going to provide you with the link as well because this works hand in hand with support and resistance. And It's a very fantastic tool, and I think every trader should know how to use the Fibonacci indicators. Now, the interesting thing about these flats, sideways movements, can also have what's called a triangle pattern. And this is actually when we're looking for a continuation of a trend. There is also a wedge and a pennant and a flag pattern. So you'll hear and see all these terms, and they are displayed a little bit differently, but they all show us a similar picture that a potential breakout is approaching. We won't get too deep into that today, but I will tell you that next week on Wednesday, we're going to have a stream that is dedicated to candlestick and price patterns. This is going to be next Wednesday, April the 21st. At 1 p.m. GMT. You have the link in chat. You can set yourself a reminder. I promise you it's going to be interesting. So today I do want to show you just a few. This is Investopedia. I know I've checked some comments and I've been paying attention in chat. And people, a lot of times they ask us, well, which website should I depend on if I'm looking for some... if I'm looking to expand my knowledge in trading, basically, one of the websites that I will gladly advise for you to use is called Investopedia. And it's like an encyclopedia, but for investing and for trading. And basically, you can find all great, excuse me, a lot of useful information on this portal. So what I wanted, just the three patterns that I want to tell you about today is called the ascending triangle. This pattern usually precedes the continuation of an uptrend after a correction. So we can see here an ascending triangle. So we had an uptrend, correction. The price is making higher lows, but it's not making higher highs. And here we're looking for a breakout. Likewise, we have that descending triangle, and this is the flip side. So we have a downtrend that has a retracement, meets a resistance, making lower highs, but we're at the support, and then we have a breakout. And also we have a symmetrical triangle. This pattern is interesting because at the same time it is making higher highs and lower lows. As the price comes to the apex of the triangle, a breakout is very likely to occur. But during when we're observing the symmetrical triangle, the breakout can occur to the upside or to the downside, whereas these usually, not always, but usually they are they come into correction, and they're usually the breakout usually follows in the continues with the previous trend. Now I do have a few examples. Let me just show you right here. And then we'll look at a few currency pairs, and I'll show you how these levels work. And of course, I do want to advise you, and I want you guys not to forget that other indicators should be used in conjunction together with these levels of support and resistance to get a confirmation and to get a more solid signal. Okay, let me just very quickly scroll back in history. I do have a small example for you. I don't know how I jumped back so far back in history. I thought I was looking at this June, but this was actually June of 2019. But that's not the point. I just basically wanted to show you the kind of like the triangles on a live example. Now, I remember I told you there's pennants, there's wedges, there's triangles, there's flags. So triangles, I already said that, didn't I? They're displayed a little bit differently, but they all show us a similar situation where a breakout is about to happen. So we can see right here, we have an uptrend, we have a correction to support, we're making higher lows, but we are at this resistance, we couldn't break it, and we broke out in the direction of the previous trend. And likewise scenario we have right here, we have a downtrend that started a retracement. It's following the retracement, making lower highs from trend line resistance. And then when we have the breakout of this support, we continued in the direction of the main trend. So basically, this is how it works. Now, before we look at a few currency pairs, my friends, I do want to mention that there's another really, really cool indicator that also helps us with um, levels of support and resistance, and that is the Ichimoku cloud. One of my favorite indicators, my friends, and it may seem a little bit complicated when you first turn it on, but it's really not that complicated, and I promise you, if you just practice using it a little bit, you'll be amazed at its advantages and opportunities. So the Ichimoku cloud tutorial is also in the chat. So check it out. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and look just at a few currency pairs. We'll start with the Euro US dollar. Right here, I'm looking at the 4-hour time frame. Let's switch to the 1-hour time frame. And you know what we'll do for a confirmation? I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to add the 3 indicators that go with the MACD professional strategy. So we have the parabolic SAR, we have the EMA, and we have the MACD. I just want to show you how these additional indicators can be used in conjunction with these levels of support and resistance. So on the 1-hour time frame, my friends, I do see that the MACD has intersected. Parabolic SAR also reversed, and it's above the price chart. And actually, I was looking at the situation a few hours ago, but and I was looking at it when the price actually broke below the EMA. And technically speaking, that would have been an interesting entry point. But as you can see, I also had my levels of support and resistance. And while this was a flat and, you know, the price used this trend line as resistance, it broke this level, came back to retest this level, and then started rising again. And right now, the price again is using this level as support. And this is why I did not enter the trade. And actually, as you can see, I have a pending order. A pending order is where you can set for the trade to open in the future at a specific time or at a specific quote. And this is what I did, my friends. I see that there is this trend line. I see that there is a strong level of support. I do see signals from these 3 indicators, but I do want to get an additional confirmation when the price breaks this trend line down. And I would be comfortable in entering a trade down whenever the price reached this level. I do hope that you can see this red line right here. This is my pending order that we can see right here that will open whenever we reach this price. How can what else can I see from this scenario? Another thing that I can see is this trend line right here that acted as a strong level of resistance several times during our flat. And actually, we also saw a breakout of this resistance, retest as support, and then up. Where can okay, whenever the trade opens down from this level, where can I expect the price to go? Well, let's go ahead and extend this trend line down. This is just one way that we can use this. So I can, whenever the price breaks this level down, I can expect that the price is going to travel down to this level. And even further, I can expect that the price is going to travel even to this level, possibly as well. So for the time being, I am not going to enter this trade. Right now, I'll just be watching it. And it did look a lot better when it was right here below the 9 EMA, but unfortunately, as you can see, it stopped going down. Couldn't break that level of support. Okay, the next one that we'll take a look at is GBP USD. We're also going to look at the 1-hour time frame. So here we also have kind of like an interesting situation. Again, we do have a cross on the MACD. We do have a reversal of the parabolic SAR. The price broke below the 10 EMA, and it is pointing down. The price looks like it's retesting it right now. It was, so it was level of resistance, support here. So it was support turned resistance, okay? But as we can see, I have my trend line And I also have another trend line here. And we can see that the price tried to break below here, but it was a false breakout. So ideally, I'm going to wait for the price to move beyond this line, get a couple of closes beyond this line to open a downtrend. So we do have signals from 3 indicators according to the MACD, but you also always have to pay attention to other support and resistance. They're very, very important. And just look at the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, it looks like a bounce. And of course, the higher the time frame, the more reliable your trend lines are going to be. And my friends, the last one that I'm going to look at with you today, also an interesting situation, is AUD USD, Australian dollar, and the greenback. Let me just switch to my 1-hour time frame and let's see what we're looking at here. Let me just show you this on the daily time frame first. On the daily time frame, we have a cross on the MACD. The histogram is rising, and the parabolic SAR reversed below the price chart. And the price is actually breaking above the 10 EMA. So this is technically we have a signal to enter an uptrade, a buy trade, according to the MACD. But we can see that we have a more global trend line. This is dating back from December of 2020. And the price did break below this trend line and has been retesting this trend line as resistance and actually moving kind of in a sideways, in a bullish flat. And right here we have an interesting situation. So I do have a signal, but we're at this very strong level of resistance. So do I trade down or do I trade up? Let's go ahead and switch back down to the 1-hour time frame. And we're looking at the situation from a little bit of a different perspective. We do have a local trend line up. So in this vicinity of that global trend line on the daily time frame, the price reached, and remember, I told you during some of our previous streams, I did mention that these levels, they're not going to be this exact level, not this exact line. It's going to be that area. It's going to be that vicinity. So remember that. So in the vicinity of the resistance, the price started moving down. Parabolic SAR has reversed. Our exponential moving average is coinciding also with our trend line. The MACD looks like it's starting to reverse to the downside, and we'll have to wait for a few things. Ideally, we want to see a cross on the MACD. We want to see a bearish histogram on the MACD, and we want the price to break this trend line down. Okay, so you just have to look at these scenarios from different perspectives and, consider these levels of support and resistance whenever you are trading, and use them in conjunction, of course, with other indicators that will give you a confirmation that will strengthen your signal. Alrighty, my friends, so this is what I wanted to show you for today. Let me go ahead and check in chat. The Ultimate Guide to Chart Patterns by Steve Burns. Okay, so there's, of course, a lot of books, a lot of material that you can read about trading, of course, about candlestick patterns, tons and tons of materials. But come to me, come next week, come on Wednesday, and I will show you everything here. And I like to explain everything in detail, make everything simple and easy. Let me see here. I want to see if anybody has any questions for me regarding the topic for today. Okay, so I see you guys are discussing some books. Very, very good. I like that. Thank you so much for your support. Alrighty, my friends, thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope that you enjoyed the stream, and I hope that you will be able to use these levels of support and resistance for profitable trading. I do want to remind you once again to please make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed my presentation. And of course, ring on the bell so that you are always up to date with our notifications. And I hope to see you all on our social networks. My friends, tomorrow we are going to continue our trading battle with Yaroslav. And tomorrow, We're going to start the webinar 1 hour early. So it's going to be at 12 p.m. GMT or 12 p.m. UTC plus 0. And tomorrow we are going to trade, it's going to be FTT versus Forex. I'll be trading on FTT and Yaroslav is going to be trading on Forex. So it's definitely going to be interesting. Head is asking me why EMA is 10. Because that is the default settings of the moving average. Alrighty, my friends. Yes, Head, I did answer you. I'm guessing there's a little bit of a delay. But yes, the EMA, this is just the default settings. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.